Exiles TV, glad to have you along with us. I'm Bill Profita. Kevin is going to be along a little later in the program, but we have a lot to talk about today, including the LSU Foundation's annual Day of Giving is coming up. Jennie Gutierrez from the Foundation will be joining us and spend a little time talking about the LSU Foundation and about the Day of Giving and how you can involve yourself. In the meantime, you know, we went as a state for a very long time without a statewide Amber Alert, and now we have two in a period of about 3 weeks. This comes to us out of Tangipahoa Parish, and as we promised state police last time they were on, explaining what the Amber Alert terminology really meant, that when there was one that came into our sphere of influence, we would repeat it as best we can. This is a child endangerment alert that got upgraded to an Amber Alert yesterday. Two brothers have been taken in a stolen vehicle. Now, according to Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Department, 8-year-old Kason Heck and 4-year-old Jax Matthews were inside their dad's car when the vehicle was stolen from his residence in Ponchatoula. Pay attention to this. It's a 2013 maroon-colored Hyundai Elantra with Louisiana license plate 153 AFD. 153 AFD. The Sheriff's Department originally released incorrect vehicle information. So if you had the first Amber Alert, this may be an update for you. This is a maroon 2013 Hyundai Elantra, Louisiana license plate 153 AFD. Two white males. These are the kids we're looking for. Blonde hair and crew cut hairstyles. Kason is about 5 feet tall, weighs about 60 pounds. Jax is about 3.5 feet tall and weighs about 45 pounds. Kason, when he was abducted, was wearing a black jacket, a blue long sleeve shirt, jeans, and black rubber boots. Jax was wearing a camo jacket and black rubber boots. They have now been missing since Tuesday. So if you have any information at all, call the Tangipahoa Sheriff's Office at 985-345-6150. Now, we don't have any information on the car being recovered from the person who took it. We don't have any information on what direction of travel. So the perpetrator and the kids could be just about anywhere. And the state police believes that these children are in serious danger from their abductor. This is not the non-custodial parent taking the kids. That's not what this is. And we have very little information, so what is likely to happen is someone is going to spot the car, just as happened with the last Amber Alert 3 weeks ago. So if you're out and about, and I mean that is anywhere, we are seen on cable systems and over the air in 22 parishes in this state, and we're glad that we are. But if you're out and about and you see a Hyundai Elantra with Louisiana license plate 153 AFD, and that Elantra is maroon in color, dial 911 and tell them why you are doing it. If you have some information or you have heard something that may be more on background for the investigators, call the Tangipahoa Sheriff's Department, 985-345-6150. There is a lead investigator on this from the Tangipahoa Sheriff's Department, Sergeant Lindell Bridges. The number for that sergeant, I know I'm giving you a lot of numbers, 985-551-0653. Let's see if we can find these kids. We'll be back with more in a moment on Exiles Television.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. taste the feeling.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. I'm Bill Profita. Kevin is a little late today. He'll be running along. No big deal. We can handle it until he gets here. I want to remind you that we're going to find out about LSU's Day of Giving in just a few minutes, part of the LSU Foundation's efforts. And also, we're going to arrange to have that interview replayed throughout the weekend so that when you are at home and close to your checkbook and credit cards, you might feel generous or you might want to get involved. You will have a way to do that. These are the kind of stories that I hate because they really, really shake you up. In Baton Rouge, yesterday evening, there was an attempted murder and suicide on Essen Lane, right in the heart of the medical district, an area that always seems fairly immune to crime with the exception of lots of traffic accidents. And it happened outside the offices of a psychological counselor. A man and his wife were going to counseling there, and what happened is in the parking lot at about 2 p.m., gunshots rang out. Witnesses counted 6 or 7 gunshots. The sheriff's office was dispatched, and one person, a female, was hit twice by the gunfire and was taken to a hospital. She is expected to recover. Another person was dead at the scene after fatally shooting himself in the head. This was a husband and wife who were separated and were going through marital counseling. People at the scene said the shooting happened after a family therapy session. The dead man is identified as 53-year-old Richard Randall Ray. He had been an attorney in Baton Rouge. It is my understanding that he was practicing as a staff attorney at the Louisiana Attorney General's office. I've not been able to verify that, but that is nowhere near as important as the circumstances under which gunshots rang out, the wife was wounded, the husband killed himself. And I don't think we appreciate how volatile situations can be for people that do marriage and couples therapy and counseling. I guess you just never know what's going to set someone off if one spouse or separated spouse or estranged spouse is going to be a danger to themselves or a danger to the other spouse. And obviously, this one boiled over not in the office, but just outside right after a counseling session. And I'll tell you what, it gave me a new appreciation for how tense sometimes it can be for people who do this kind of counseling. People are distraught, they're angry, they're hurt, they feel betrayed, they don't like each other much anymore, they still think they might love each other, they're trying to work it out. And you want to talk about sometimes working with a ticking bomb. And again, you have to ask the question, how could these therapists even begin to practice while making it a completely safe and secure and non-dangerous environment for the couples who come there or for themselves? And the answer is, I don't think there's any way you can. I'm actually kind of surprised that these incidents are relatively rare, because people do come into these sessions with a lot of raw emotion, not rare emotion. And I guess if you get to a breaking point where you're going to do something dramatic and violent, you're not going to tip your hand. I don't think the dead man told the counselor, well, I know our hour is about up. I just want you to know we probably won't be here for our appointment next week because on the way to our cars, I'm going to shoot her and then myself. I don't think it happens that way. And I have already heard in the less than 24 hours that this is in the news, I've heard a lot of people trying to blame the counselor. And the counselor is unidentified. I don't know if it's male or female. I don't know if it's a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a psychiatric social worker, a marriage and family therapist. I don't know any of that. What I do know is that I don't think anybody should jump to conclusions that somehow the counselor should have seen this coming. I guarantee you, the estranged wife who is in the hospital right now with gunshot wounds certainly would have been there if she could have seen this coming. And she spent a lot more time with the guy who pulled the trigger than the counselor has. But I guess it's just one of these horrible things that rarely happens in a profession that up until now I think a lot of us don't appreciate has some inherent dangers. And as the investigation goes forward, I think we'll probably find out a little bit more about how this precipitated itself. But it's just a real shame all the way around. Time for a quick break, and then we will return on Exiles TV. Stick around. All right.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me miss the feeling.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Team Honda wants to thank you for once again making us Louisiana's #1 new car dealer by offering you never-before-seen savings. For the first time ever, get 0% financing up to 60 months on some of your favorite Honda models. Get thousands in savings right now at Team Honda on Segan Lane.
TV. Glad to have you along with us this morning. I'm Bill Profita. Kevin Gallagher is going to be a little delayed. He had something that was tying him up, kind of came up at the last minute. No big deal. Joining us, where Kevin normally sits, Jennie Gutierrez. She is it this Associate Director of Marketing for the LSU Foundation? Did I have that correct?
That's correct. Associate Director of Communications and Marketing for the LSU Foundation.
So some folks from the foundation happened upon our podcast one morning. And they said, God, you know, we've got this Day of Giving coming up, and we'd like to be on your podcast. And we said, well, how about we do our television show? And here you are. So let's talk about the LSU Foundation and what its mission is, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Day of Giving.
Sure. So the LSU Foundation is LSU's fundraising arm for academics. Many people are familiar with the Alumni Association, which is primarily focused on alumni engagement, and the Tiger Athletic Foundation, which is primarily focused on fundraising for athletics. So we're fundraising for all of the colleges and units across campus that serve our students, faculty, and staff. Now,
does your foundation serve all the LSU campuses, or just the main campus here, and LSUE and LSUA have their own foundations?
So they have their own foundations. We do collaborate together, especially on our capital campaign, the Fierce for the Future campaign. We're close partners with that. But the LSU Foundation is focused on LSU's main campus here in Baton Rouge.
Well, you know, TAF for the last 20 years has been very dramatic, very dynamic. Mm-hmm. You know, raising hundreds of millions of dollars for LSU athletics. And occasionally we hear, well, why isn't anybody raising money for academics? Well, the fact is you are. That beautiful new building, you know, houses your foundation right there in the center of campus. I'll bet you 40,000 people pass by every day and don't realize that that is what you are there to do. And when you say you support academics, I would imagine you fund certain professors, you fund certain research, you fund certain curriculum changes, things of this nature?
Correct. So our students, faculty, and staff are working on some amazing projects, groundbreaking research. They're serving our communities, and the LSU Foundation is focused on aligning itself with LSU's priorities and collaborating with philanthropic partnerships, whether that's individuals, businesses, or corporations or organizations, and finding funding that will fuel all of those exciting projects, and making sure that our students have amazing experiences here on campus like so many of our alumni have.
Well, it is important work, but it's hard work. And it's been made even harder, I would think, by COVID. You have not been able to do as much visiting or having functions for or fundraisers for those who are part of your regular giving and supporting group.
Well, just like the rest of the world, the past year has been a challenge on so many levels. But it's starting a lot of important conversations between Tigers around the world. And we've been really amazed at the ingenuity of our development staff and our donors, how they're still able to communicate and really fund the special needs that we have this year for our students. Because as I said, we're very focused on ensuring that our students are still getting the most out of their LSU experience that they possibly can. And that calls for some new fundraising needs. And our donors have really stepped up, and we're very excited, especially for this Giving Day, for people to come together and lift our students up and make sure that they're getting all the resources that they need and deserve.
Let me try to put it into perspective for folks. Years ago, when TAF wanted to build the addition to Tiger Stadium and put in the suites and all that, they said, okay, we need to raise, and it was a huge number. It was, $120 million or whatever. What does the LSU Foundation need to be able to fund all the academic programs and research and enhancements in an average academic year at LSU?
So I don't have that number off of the top of my head, but what I can tell you is that our goal for this LSU Giving Day is 1,860 Tigers giving in 24 hours. And we're focused on 3 main types of funds through the LSU Foundation, which is excellence funds, scholarships, and student emergency support funds. Excellence funds gives our deans and campus leaders real flexibility. They can respond to opportunities and needs in real time, pulling from these excellence funds, and making sure that if students are given the opportunity to embark on an exciting internship or externship, they can support that. If faculty members have an opportunity to embark on an incredible research project, maybe even collaborating with another university across the world, they can do that. It gives the deans and faculty leaders the flexibility that they need to be responding to all these unique opportunities that we're getting, especially in the past year.
This is kind of like if something comes up and it needs some funding, we can be the rapid reaction force.
Right.
I'm reminded of the 2 researchers, 2 of the top virologists in the country at the LSU Veterinary Medical School that came up with a new way to do COVID-19 testing in March of last year, that they were actually able to secure funding and get it to the market within an unheard of 18 days, that kind of thing.
Exactly, just like that. LSU is really focused on making sure that the world has a brighter tomorrow, and we do that through our research and making sure that our students are getting the leadership development that they need to make a difference in the world right now when they're on campus, and then of course when they leave campus and go out into the workforce and into their communities.
I saw something yesterday that, everybody in this entire region can quote every head coach's record for the last 15 years for football. But they don't talk much about academics. And I saw something yesterday and it made me kind of proud. LSU, folks, LSU confers more PhDs on female minority students than any institution in the world. And I would imagine you can't do that without some financial support from the foundation.
Correct. That's absolutely correct. And that is part of the effort that our Giving Day funds will be supporting, as far as making sure our deans again have that flexibility to create those opportunities. Our students have the scholarships to attend LSU and make a difference in their families and the community's lives. And that if something comes up in their lives, we have those student emergency support funds to make sure they're able to stay on track in getting their degree.
It sounds like the funding for the foundation doesn't just sit in an endowment. It seems that it's pretty fluid. As funding comes in based on your programs and your requests, that faculty, students, staff, administration can say, hey, we've got this good idea, or hey, we have this curriculum change that needs some funding. Am I perceiving that correctly?
The LSU Foundation does have an endowment, and we do accept endowed gifts, but all of the money that we'll be taking in on Giving Day, our gifts from our generous donors, will be brought into those 3 funds: Excellence, Scholarship, and Emergency Support, which are not endowed.
Okay, so tell me Tell me, we got about 3 minutes for a break, and then we'll come back and get a little more in depth and maybe do a little ask out there. Tell me about the history of Giving Day.
Okay, sure. So this is actually our third Giving Day. Our first one was in 2019. It was a very exciting endeavor for the LSU Foundation to really tap into our alumni around the world and see how we can rally together. You mentioned earlier the enthusiasm for LSU athletics, and that's something that we always want to channel back towards academics, because all of that excitement that we have for our athletes, we want to be that excited about our students, faculty, and staff too. And at the end of the day, our athletes are students as well. Mm-hmm. So it's all supporting the same core, which is our students. So 2019, we had a great year. We almost doubled our donor goal. And 2020 was a little different. We knew that with the pandemic, it was going to be a little bit more challenging for some alumni to give. So we really focused on engagement. And we got amazing responses from alumni, students, faculty, and staff, sending in positive videos and messages to each other to uplift each other in that challenging time. And we also raised more than $1 million, which was an incredible result that was really needed at the time. And we're so grateful for the generosity of all of our donors. And we can't wait to see what happens this year for our third one.
Donor retention is something that's very important to foundations and other nonprofit organizations. And it's and for those of you who don't know, donor retention means if I sign up to give $500 a year to the LSU Foundation, they want me to renew that next year and the year after that and the year after that. It's very, very hard when a once in a lifetime thing like COVID comes along. Has your donor retention been harmed by COVID?
I think that we have been affected in the same way that many organizations have, but we have been really excited and touched by the many donors who were able to retain their giving with us and who plan to do that in the future if they couldn't right now. And Giving Day is a way for everyone to just get started on that philanthropic journey. Every gift of $5 or more counts. There's no gift that's too small.
Well, and I hear this from professionals like you in the business, and we try to say it when we have people on one of our platforms that, people say, oh, I can't give $100, so I'm not going to give anything at all. No, don't say that. For university foundations may be different, but it's probably not too different. But for most of your big charitable organizations, the donor number that has the most frequency is $10. And so don't be scared away because you don't think you can give a tremendous amount of money. That is not the plan at all. We are talking with Jennie Gutierrez from the LSU Foundation. We've got an annual day of giving coming up. In a moment, we're going to talk a little more in depth about that. We're actually going to put a website up on the screen for you as well, so that if you'd like to participate, you can take that down and participate in LSU Foundation's annual day of giving. Back with more in a moment on Exiles 2.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Of all the auto brands on the road today, only one has been named the best auto brand for 6 straight years. That brand is Mazda. Come shop and save on the award-winning lineup of new Mazdas right now at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
On January 25th, 2021, Pelican Broadcasting Network, LLC, licensee of KPBN LP Channel 11, RF Channel 11, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, filed an application with the Federal Communications Commission for renewal of its broadcast license. Members of the public wishing to view this application or obtain information about how to file comments and petitions on the application can visit www.fcc.gov/station search and search in the list of KPBN LP's filed applications.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. Glad to have you along with us. I'm Bill Profita. Kevin Gallagher has just gotten into the house. He'll join us in a moment. Hi. Our guest, Jennie Gutierrez from the LSU Foundation. We're talking about the Giving Day for LSU Foundation, and we're going to put up a super on the screen for you to participate. It is GEAUXGIVE.LSU.edu. Go give LSU. And now, this has a lot of moving parts that are meant to be fun and interactive. So why don't you go through it and tell us how this works?
Okay, sure. So our Giving Day platform is gogive.lsu.edu. On the platform, you can make gifts of $5 or more to any academic college or unit, as well as the Alumni Association and the Tiger Athletic Foundation. The funds, as I mentioned in our previous segment, are focused on excellence funds, scholarships, and student emergency support funds, as well as high priority funds for Alumni Association and TAF. And the platform is a really fun thing to follow along throughout the day because it tracks how many donors there are, how much money we've raised, which college or unit is in the lead as far as donor and dollar numbers. We also have a number of challenge gifts for donors to unlock. So some of them are a dollar for dollar match. Some of them are a donor goal. So if we get, a total of 100 donors to one fund, we'll unlock X thousands of dollars. And we are so grateful for our generous challenge gift donors who have created those opportunities because it creates a lot of momentum and a lot of gamification throughout the day that people love to follow along.
Can you tell us who these challenged match donors are, or is that a secret until people actually get to the point where they're unlocking them on the website?
So it's not a secret, but we'll have a full list on the platform coming up, and people can scroll ahead before the day of and kind of plot out which challenges they want to give to because our dollar number is our dollar minimum is $5 or more. Some people may want to spread out their gifts, give to multiple allocations, and help to unlock more than one challenge, which is a really fun way to do it. Or if you want to put all your eggs in one basket, that's great too.
But I love the fact that the buy-in is $5.
Yes, we want to make sure that everyone can participate in the day, including students. And $5 is a great way to get started on your philanthropic journey. We really want to grow a culture of philanthropy at LSU, and sometimes starting small is the way to do it.
Well, and there are a lot of people who, particularly in the last year, in their family unit or their business unit, a lot of philanthropy has been set aside. So it's kind of a nice way to ease back in to the habit of giving to something that you want to support and something you believe in.
Totally. And it's also just an exciting endeavor because everyone's doing it at the same time, on Giving Day, which is Wednesday, a week from today, March 10th. It's really a celebration of how unstoppable Tigers are when they come together for a singular cause, which in this case is supporting our students, faculty, and staff.
So in 2019, did I hear you right in the last segment that just on Giving Day alone, you generated well over $1 million?
We generated over $1 million in 2020.
In 2020?
Actually, yes.
In the COVID year?
That's right. In 2019, I believe our total was over 850,000.
So it actually has been growing
It has
despite
been growing.
COVID.
That's right. It was a really remarkable celebration last year, not only because of the amount raised, which was incredible, but again because of the celebration of Tiger spirit that we saw on social media, which is another aspect of this year that we would love to bring back, for people to make a post talking about their Tiger pride, talking about stories where they've shown tenacity, and celebrating our seniors and all of our students by making a post on social media, tagging it, hashtag LSU Giving Day, and making your post public so maybe we can show it on our page.
You know, what I think is lovely about this is that you can, you know, there are going to be people who say, oh, I want to give to the LSU Foundation. They do great things. But if I can go on and you've got certain schools that have alumni that are rabid. I'm always amazed when I see the Tiger Band alumni going out and performing at a game. Mm-hmm. You know, they know how good the School of Music is, and they love being alumni of the School of Music. And I would imagine that they will go on and they can click on, I want my donation to go to the School of Music and Dramatic Arts.
That's right. We're going to have a full page of the different colleges and units that you can give to. And another exciting part of the day, a specific type of challenge, is our power hours. So throughout these two separate power hours, the college or unit that gets the most donors within that hour will unlock a certain amount of funds for their Excellence Fund.
So is there some sort of like live narration throughout the day that people can see or hear as they bring the website back up on their personal device?
So you can definitely follow along on the website. We'll be showing, again, the leaderboards between the college and units, the dollars raised, the donor numbers, how challenges are being unlocked. But you can also follow the LSU Foundation on social media, on our Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn pages. And we'll be doing live updates throughout the day there too, as far as when challenges are unlocked, when our goals are met, if we have stretch goals, any exciting sort of social media posts that we're seeing that we want to share. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So let's, before we recap it and let you go back to your job, do you unlock this web portal at a certain time and then close it up? In other words, is this a timed event to make it a little more exciting?
Yes. So on Wednesday, March 10th, the platform will be live from midnight to 11:59 p.m. And it's open for giving during that time frame, and will be updated live throughout that time frame as well. And then Giving Day will be over. So you have to do it. March 10th.
You got one 24-hour period.
Yes.
All right, let's go through I think we all understand what TAF does. I think we got that. Mm-hmm. I think we know what the Alumni Association does. Let's go through where LSU Foundation, the 3 areas, or 4 areas, I guess, where most of the funding is used, and then we're going to ask everybody to take a look at the super once again and put it in their calendar to log on and give on that day. So let's go through the 4 areas again, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure. So the LSU Foundation, again, is the academic fundraising arm for LSU. LSU Giving Day is a collaboration with Alumni Association, Tiger Athletic Foundation, so they're represented on the platform as well. For the academic units represented on the site, we will be showcasing 3 types of funds, which are excellence funds, which gives our dean and campus leaders flexibility to pull funding in real time to support student, faculty, and staff opportunities and experiences and resources. The scholarships, as we all know, create once-in-a-lifetime opportunities for students to attend LSU, takes the financial burden off of their families, and really changes the trajectory of the students' lives, their families' lives, and their communities' lives through giving them this opportunity to get an LSU degree. And then lastly, our Student Emergency Support Fund is for students who are experiencing extreme financial limitations due to sudden life circumstances such as family illness, financial limitations, natural disasters, fires, things like that.
Well, all very good ideas. And again, folks, you get to pick and choose where you would like your, and I would imagine that you wouldn't have a problem if I wanted to give $10 here, $20 there, $30 here, another $5 there. If there are 4 different areas that I would like to support, that wouldn't be a problem, right?
Absolutely not. We want you to give your donation to the area that you feel most passionate about, or areas.
And it's going to be a little bit competitive. You're going to find out if for example, you want to support the chemistry department or natural sciences, wherever that falls, and you see that maybe arts and sciences, this will never happen, by the way, are pulling ahead of them, you might decide that you're going to double down and maybe do a little bit more for the natural sciences donations.
For sure. You can follow along, and if you see a challenge gift, the goal is 100 donors to unlock the funds, and they have 95. You may make your gift, text a couple of family and friends, and ask them, hey, do you want to give a little bit of money to this fund to help them unlock this challenge gift? You can really have as much fun with it as you want.
Well, and I think what's important to note is that the structure, the administration is already in place. It's not like only 40% of your donation is going to go to these programs, because the administration is already in place and has been for years. So your money is going to go where you want it to go.
Exactly. And your gifts on Giving Day, as all donations are to the LSU Foundation and LSU, are tax deductible. So you'll receive a tax receipt that you can save for next year and put into place.
All right, so remember, the date is?
Wednesday, March 10th, 1 week from today.
And if you stay up late on the 9th, you can log on at 12 a.m. It's on your screen right now. gogive.lsu.edu. It's a 1-day of giving where you can help fund academic resources at LSU and get a tax deduction, by the way, for doing it. Jennie Gutierrez, thank you so much for being with us and telling us all about it.
Thank you for having me. It was so much fun.
We will be back in just a moment with special guest Kevin Gallagher. Sorry, I gotta be mean. As Exiles TV returns, stick around.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
We're making 2021 the year of savings, and it starts right now at Team Toyota. Come get a new 21 Corolla for just $189 a month, or get a 20 Camry for just $19,995. It's a year full of savings starting right now, right here at Team Toyota.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bugg Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Buddy.
Hey, look who it is.
I know.
Look who it is.
Better late than never. That's what I always say.
Kevin, I opened the show talking about this attempted murder-suicide out in front of the counselor's office.
Horrible. It was a marriage counselor over on Picardy.
Yeah, and you know, it kind of reminded me that while there are certainly dangers in any profession that deals with mental health, this really brings home the danger of dealing with people who sometimes absolutely despise each other, who, you know, got to your front doorstep because they were fighting with each other and they're wondering whether it's worth saving, that have a lot of emotions coursing through their bodies and their minds, and this happens in your parking lot. You know, I mean, I don't think I truly appreciated how dangerous it can be to be in the profession of counseling people who are trying to either dissolve their relationship or trying to keep it together or trying to negotiate how they're going to dissolve their relationship.
And in this case, I'm curious as to which one was trying to keep it together and which one was trying to dissolve it. I would think a husband who wanted to keep his marriage together wouldn't bring a gun to the marriage counselor's office.
Yeah, one would think that.
You know? And at what point did he decide to use said gun? Was it something she told the marriage counselor during their session? Or I just think sometimes you don't need a marriage counselor to know it's over and you two should get the hell away from each other as fast as possible.
Well, and again, you also get into if we're going to assume that he's the bad guy in this relationship.
Well, he did pull a gun and shoot the woman before shooting himself. So
yeah.
I'm going to go with him, the bad guy.
But the thing is, you know, when you, the average person, you think, well, I'm sure he telegraphed the punches. I'm sure there were some signs that he was violent and dangerous. As I said almost an hour ago, I said, I don't believe he went in with his wife to the counseling session and said, oh, by the way, Doc, you don't need to worry about our appointments for the rest of the month because we ain't going to be keeping them.
You wonder, you know, and of course the content of their sessions will remain private because as it should be, but you wonder if at some point the marriage counselor, his or herself, didn't say, you two need to get divorced and like now.
Well, or you two need to have a little more separation. You're obviously very emotional in each other's presence. You're very accusatory. Or it could have been, well, okay, doctor, I'll work on, you know, I know she hates it when I wear red socks, so I'll work on that. And then when he got outside, now's the time, boom, boom, boom. I mean, you just don't know.
It's sad. I've been close to situations like this that didn't necessarily take place at a marriage counselor, but I had a friend many, many years ago who was estranged from her husband, and he walked into the drugstore where she worked and shot her dead right in the middle of her place of business, and then, of course, turned the gun on himself, because isn't that what cowards always do? But you know, when it's over, it's over. And if she's moved out, and if she's moved on, it's over. And there's no amount of cajoling or, you know, is going to change that. And you've got to just, you know, a man or a woman who's in a situation where they feel like they're on the outs in a relationship, they need to learn to accept that and move on.
I am surprised that these incidents are extremely rare.
I think they are fairly rare.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised.
Well, we unfortunately we've had in East Baton Rouge Parish, we've had some homicides that were the result of an estranged relationship.
Well, that is on the rise. You're right.
And a restraining order. Sadly enough, a restraining order is as much a, you know, well, it's supposed to be is stay the hell away from me, but what it turns out to be is I dare you.
Oh yeah, you're poking
to the husband or the spouse.
You're poking the bear with the stick.
Yeah. To the husband or spouse who's been put on the outs, I think it really is saying, I dare you. And we've had a number of these in East Baton Rouge Parish in the last couple of years, and it's always sad. You can't make someone love you, and you can't make someone respect you if they've lost their respect for you.
Well, and again, you know, we are going to find out more about this. I'm quite sure that the law in Louisiana...
Did I miss a detail? Was the man involved? They've identified the man, right?
Yes.
Was he an attorney?
He is 53-year-old Richard Randall Ray. He is an attorney, and in last night when I was trying to go through this story and find out a little more, because this is just an awful coincidence, there's an attorney that handles work injury cases exclusively, and his name is John Ray.
So you're not telling me there was a commercial?
Well, there was a commercial banner flying over this story on one of the TV station's websites, and I went, "Oh my God!"
Ooh, probably would have been better to pull that.
Not the same law
affiliated.
Practice, not affiliated anyway. And John, I don't know you, but I've seen your commercials, and you seem like an upright guy, and that's why I wanted to mention that was just an awful coincidence that this attorney named Ray has no affiliation to your law firm. He apparently is an attorney with the Attorney General's office of the state of Louisiana.
The man who committed suicide?
Yes.
So he worked for the Justice Department, the state Justice Department. Wow.
Well, you know...
Well, that shows you that, you know, no matter what you may know about the law, when your passions flare,
well, you know,
most people just throw that out the window.
When you're emotionally overwrought, sometimes something like this seems like justice. Now, I don't know whether he was active on leave. It's just when I went to the law index, that was the last place that had an address for him as an attorney. You know, who knows?
Wow, how sad.
Who knows?
Now, as I understand it, the woman will pull through. She was shot in the arm and the leg, right?
He fired a total of 7 times. So he missed her with 3. And then
one
for him, yeah.
You know, Dennis Miller said it many, many times. Whatever your head trip is, jilted lover, jilted husband, whatever your head trip is, if you're thinking about taking a gun to somebody, you need to make the first bullet for yourself and spare somebody's life. Mm-hmm. If you're really thinking that seriously, that you just want to go shoot somebody, let it be you.
I hope you don't mind my saying this, but I mean, you have been on the receiving end of a violent spouse, not Marianne.
No, when I was a very young man, I had a disastrous first marriage, and she was a hitter, and guys don't like to talk about that.
But she hit you with things. She could have killed you.
Yeah. I remember in particular one year I was getting beat over the head with a Christmas present, a wrapped Christmas present. It turned out to be a teakwood jewelry box that was for me. Ask me if I still have that jewelry box.
I don't think so.
No, I don't have that jewelry box.
Nobody.
Yeah, she was a violent.
Nobody's that stupid.
She was a violent gal, and I.
But thinking about it from this distance, could you see where she might have, if she had the opportunity and the means, could have killed you?
Yes. If she'd have hit me 3 or 4 more times with that jewelry box, she might have killed me. Who knows? I mean, I felt I was, going. I could feel consciousness starting to slip away. But we brought that to an end. Now, if getting divorced was her idea, she decided to leave me, which was fine. So I doubt that I would have been that kind of jilted spouse who wound up staring down the barrel of a gun, because she decided she wanted nothing more with me, and I was like, great. Call a lawyer, let's get it done.
But again, look at Vince Marinello's late wife. They had separated. He wasn't going to counseling with her. She was at the counselor. He knew where she was getting her counseling, and he pedaled up on his bicycle while she was in the parking lot and killed her in the parking lot.
This may be a bad question to ask at the time, but what is the idea of going to marriage counseling alone? If the spouse won't go, what good is the counseling?
You know what, Kevin? There are people that feel that in some relationships that are so fractured and one person may be so damaged by that relationship that they do get some benefit out of going to a counselor by themselves. So, who's to say? But anyway, you know what? You got two people that hate each other and you're going to put them in a room and they're going to talk about each other. Could be very volatile.
But in my case, we got divorced. We went our separate ways. We haven't seen each other since. I got married to a wonderful girl 33 years ago, and it's been, terrific. So,
yeah, I wanted to make clear that your current wife, that everybody knows, is not the one who abused you.
Marianne is the best. She's awesome.
Yeah. Nor would she ever abuse you.
No, never. She is the secret of my happiness and success.
Well, that is going to do it for us today. Marianne, don't make a liar out of me. Don't hit Kevin when he comes home.
She'd never dream of it.
Thanks for being with us. Clarence Buggs is coming up next. We'll see you back at 10 p.m. tonight.
God bless. Take care.
Bye-bye.